ayes have it. Point of order, the Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Use the point of order process to thank the Leader of the Opposition for that motion. It's appropriate that he moved that today in the New Zealand Parliament. It is totally in line with what the government has moved as a representative of New Zealand on the Security Council, and it's very pleasing that the whole of the Parliament has been able to affirm that today.
I thank the member. A point of order, Marama Davidson.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I seek leave to move a motion without notice or debate.
Order. Can I just interrupt the member for a minute? Has the member done as the Business Committee agreed and tested this with the other parties and got agreement before we proceed with the putting of that motion?
Yes, we did yesterday, Mr Speaker.
Okay, then on that basis, I'll certainly put the leave. Could I just hear briefly, order, if the member could briefly describe the motion she's seeking, I will see if there's any objection and we'll... Order. I now have an additional point of order from the Right Honourable
Mr Speaker, there seems to be some doubt as to whether what you're being told is in fact the state of affairs. And I'd like some clarity on that because it's our view, what's New Zealand First's view, that we did not agree to that.
Okay. Let me see if I can assist. To give these motions the respect that they deserved, the Business Committee has discussed it on numerous occasions, and it has been agreed at the Business Committee that any member wishing to seek move a motion will take the opportunity of assuring that it has the support of other parties. And I asked the member whether that's been done, and the member assured me that it has been done. Even if there wasn't support from all parties, the member still has the right to move the motion. That's something that's available to all members. But if it hasn't been given by all parties, it won't surprise me if it's then denied. And what we then see is a situation where motions, I don't think, are given the respect they deserve in this Parliament. So the member has given me assurance. She's taken around the other parties and they've agreed to it. We'll now have a brief description of it. I must take the member at her word. We'll now have a brief description, and if there's no objection, we'll proceed. The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, I appreciate very much your ruling. It is exactly as it should be, and all members of the House would accept that. One of the reasons, though, I think it's worth getting on the Hansard record for the Business Committee asking parties to adopt the process that you outlined is that when a member stands up and reads a motion that other parties may not agree with, all they can do is object to it and therefore leave themselves without any explanation for that objection, when in many cases, and indeed will be the case today, there is good reason for that objection.
I'll hear from the Right
Mr Speaker, just to clarify the matter, it is our position that we did not signify agreement.
I'll hear from Keria Ture.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It's just a question of clarification as to the Business Committee view. Is it the Business Committee's view that a motion should, but still can, but should only be put to the House if it has the guaranteed support of the whole House, or as I understood it, if the motion has been discussed with members, there is some support across the parties, but not necessarily full support?
No, the decision of the Business Committee was quite clear that if members intended to put a motion, they would take it to all parties and make sure that they agreed to it, so that we wouldn't be in an embarrassing situation of putting leave and then someone having to object. However, the rules still allow the member to put the motion if she wants to. I'm now in a situation where she's assured me she's got agreement. We've had one party who said she hasn't got agreement. I can't clarify that any further. The way forward, if the member wishes to move the motion, I will allow her now to give a brief description of the motion she seeks to move. I will then put it to the House as to whether there's any objection to that course of action, and we'll move from there if there is no objection for the member to then read the full text of her motion.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
David Clendon, point of order.
My apologies, Mr Speaker. I believe Marama Davidson was responding to your question. Has permission been or approval been sought from other parties? That is the question to which she answered yes, not whether it had been approved by all parties.
And I appreciate that point, and I think that may well be the confusion. I will allow the member now, if she still wishes to proceed, to very briefly describe her motion. I will seek leave from the House. Madam Davidson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I seek leave to move a motion without notice or debate that has the support of the Cross-Parliamentary Human Rights Network, calling on the Government of Australia to withdraw legislation banning refugees who arrive by sea from entering Australia.
Is there any objection to that course of action being followed? There is objection.